Today we are discussing about atoms and molecules, class 10 NCERT chapter. Our first topic is law of chemical combination, and these two postulates are there. First one is law of conservation of mass and the second one is law of constant proportion. In the first one, the law of conservation of mass, it states that the mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. And the second one, the law of constant proportion, it states that in a chemical substance, the elements are always present in definite proportions by its mass. Next one is Dalton's atomic theory. It is very important one. In this Dalton's atomic theory, all matter, whether an element, compound, or a mixture, it is composed of small particles called as atoms. One is Dalton's atomic theory. Here are some postulates of this theory. First one is all matter is made of very tiny particles called as atoms, which participate in chemical reactions. Second one is atoms are invisible particles which cannot be created or destroyed in a chemical reaction. Third one is atoms of given element are identical in mass and chemical properties. Fourth is atoms of different element have different masses and chemical properties. Next one is atom combine in a ratio of small whole numbers to form compounds. Last one is the relative number and kinds of atoms are constant in a given compound. Atoms, these are the basic building blocks of all matters. Atomic radius is measured in nanometer. This is a simple picture of an atom. In the center, there is protons and neutrons are present, and around this, electrons are rotating. Next one is symbols of atoms of different elements. Nowadays, IUPAC, that is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, is the international scientific organization which approves names of elements, symbols, and units. Here we are discussing about how the symbols are assigned to different elements. First of all, many of the symbols are the first one or two letters of the element's name in English. The first letter of a symbol is always written in capital letter and the second one will be in small letter. For example, hydrogen, aluminium and cobalt. The second point is the symbols of some elements are formed from the first letter of the name and the letter appearing later in the name. For example, chlorine and zinc. And the last method is other symbols have been taken from the names of elements in Latin, German, or Greek. For example, sodium and potassium. Symbols of atoms of different elements are given below. Atomic mass. One atomic mass unit is the mass unit equal to exactly 1/12 the mass of the carbon 12 atom. The relative atomic mass of all the elements can be calculated by using the atomic mass of carbon 12. The atomic mass unit can be represented by using U. Next one is existence of atoms. Atoms of most elements are not able to exist independently. So they're trying to form molecules or ions. These molecules or ions they aggregate together in large numbers to form matters. Next one is what is a molecule? It is a group of two or more atoms that are chemically bonded together that is tightly held together by attractive forces. And we can define it by it is a smallest particle of an element or a compound that is capable of independent existence and shows all the properties of that substance. Here in this section we are discussing about two types of molecules, that is molecules of elements and molecules of compounds. In the molecules of elements they are constituted by same type of atoms, and vice versa the molecules of compound they are atoms of different elements joined together in definite proportion to form molecules of compound, for example water, carbon dioxide, etc. The number of atoms constituting a molecule is known as its atomicity. Next one is ions. These are the charged species. Ions may consist single charged atoms or group of atoms that have a net charge on them. A negatively charged ion is called as anion and a positively charged ion is called as cation. And if a group of atoms carrying a charge, then it is called as polyatomic ion. Here some ions and its symbol is given. Next one is molecular mass. The molecular mass of a substance is the sum of the atomic masses of all the atoms in a molecule. It is expressed in atomic mass unit. Next one is formula unit mass. This is also similar to molecular mass. The formula unit mass of a substance is the sum of atomic masses of all the atoms in a formula unit. This is also expressed in atomic mass unit. Here we are going to discuss about how to write a chemical formula of a compound. Chemical formula means it's a symbolic representation of a compound's composition. The combining power of an element is known as its valency. While we are writing the chemical formula, we should follow some rules. The first rule is the valencies or charges on the ion must balance. The second one is a compound consists of metal and a non-metal. The name or symbol of the metal is written first. The last one is a compound formed with the polyatomic ions. The ion is enclosed in a bracket before writing the number to indicate the ratio. In the case of the polyatomic ion is 1, the bracket is not required. Here in this section, we are writing the chemical formulas of some compounds. First of all, hydrogen sulfide. For hydrogen sulfide compound, its elements are hydrogen and sulfur. First of all, we have to write the symbols of these elements. It is H and S. Then we have to write the valencies. For hydrogen, it is 1, and for sulfur, it is 2. Then we have to exchange the valencies. This is done to balance the valencies. So we will get the formula as H2S. The second compound is sodium nitrate. Here the sodium is an element and the nitrate is a polyatomic ion. So we have to write the symbol Na and NO3. Then the charge of sodium is 1 and NO3 is 1. Usually we write the polyatomic ion within bracket, but in this case the ratio is 1, so no need to use the bracket. So the formula will be NaNO3. The last one is calcium hydroxide. First of all, we have to write the symbol calcium and OH. OH is the polyatomic ion. And then we have to write the valencies. For calcium, it is 2. For OH, it is 1. Next step it, we have to exchange the valencies. Finally, we got the formula as CaOH2. OH should be written in bracket because it's a polyatomic ion. Our last topic is mole concept. One mole of any species is that quantity in number having a mass equal to atomic mass or molecular mass in grams. The number of particles present in one mole of any species, that may be atoms, molecules, anything, it will be fixed one. That value is 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. This number is called as Avogadro number or Avogadro constant. In mole concept, mass of one mole of an atom of an element, that is called as molar mass. We have to take the same numerical value of species mass but change the unit to grams. The molar mass of an atom is also known as gram atomic mass. For example, atomic mass of a hydrogen is 1 U. So gram atomic mass will be 1 gram.